Hello, I'm Chelsey.
And I'm Sammy, and this is Deepish. Hi, you guys.
Hi.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
We are back with a listener submission.
Oh my gosh. The prompt for this week was best parenting / worst parenting advice you've ever received. Mm-hmm. And this was so good. Some of them, I was like, I am taking these to heart and applying them as I am a parent. And then half of them, I was like, oof, these are rough.
I know. How did it feel reading them as a mom?
Good. Some of them I really was like, wow, I'm getting good advice. Some of them it's like, oh, I've definitely had the random neighbor say that to me before. They think, oh, I'm a parent and so I know best.
Yeah.
And then it also made me think, do I do this? Do I give a lot of advice?
Yeah.
I try not to. I'll give my experience, but I'm not a big, you should do this.
Yeah, it's hard because when do you throw in that advice? If you're having a conversation with another mom and she's like, oh, my baby won't sleep. And then you're like, oh, you should try this sleep schedule that I tried. It really worked for me or something. When is it a good time to like input that advice?
Sometimes I can read the situation. This mom just needs to vent. If she's like, I've tried all these sleep training things and I'm so overwhelmed and I'm so stressed. At that moment, she just needs to vent that she's tired and her baby isn't sleeping. And then there's, I need help. And I'm like, well, I've tried taking care of babies. Like, do you want me to send it to you? Or tried this. But I always preface, my kids always sucked at sleeping and I did all the sleep training. So
it might not help.
Yeah.
I feel like there's two different things where exactly moms want to vent or they come to you and they're like, what did you do? And that kind of opens the door for giving advice.
Especially what did you do? But also, I don't know if my biggest advice is what do you feel comfortable with and what do you want to do? I'd ever want to be like, this is what I do, so you should do this. Because every kid's so different, every mom's so different. So you have to understand how they parent to really give advice. But I feel like a lot of these are very blanket.
And I'm so curious, being a fly on the wall at a baby shower, I'm sure there's so much unsolicited advice that's given, or just being pregnant in general. Like the old lady in the line at the grocery store is giving you all this advice that you're like, okay.
I know.
That's where the worst advice comes in.
Totally. But I'm curious if when you do get pregnant, if I'm going to be like, blah, 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 you should try this, you should do this, you should do this.
Oh, I hope so. Because I'm realizing with things, when it doesn't pertain to me, I don't really care too much about the topic. But once it starts impacting me, I'm going to be asking all the questions and wanting all the advice. Like, tell me what to do.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're sick or nauseous or whatever. I'm like, okay, you need to get hella Unisom B12 compounded dose. You need this. I'll have a lot of suggestions, but then we'll see if they work.
But even then, let's say I have morning sickness and you're like, you need to take that. I would not take offense to that.
No. Especially it's me. You wouldn't take offense.
But I do get where if I were to be like, I haven't slept in 10 days and blah, 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 blah. Then you'd be like, okay, I know this is really hard. Validation first and then the advice.
If you were doing that and a random's like, just you wait. It gets worse after the baby comes. Shit like that. You'd be like, okay, shut up.
Yeah, literally. Shut up. Shut your mouth. Okay, so we're going to start with the
worst. Yeah. Some of these are the literal worst. Okay, someone at church once said to me, spank them once, you'll never have to do it again. Like it was a golden rule of parenting. The same person who brags that their kids are terrified of them. Yeah, hard pass. How do you feel about spanking? Were you spanked?
This is one of my rapid fire questions for you. No, I was not spanked.
I was.
Okay.
There was Mrs. Hanger and Mr. Bat.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Bat and Mrs. Hanger. So you could choose which one?
No, I think I never got hit with the bat. It was like a wiffle ball bat, but it was the hanger. My mom would just...
Okay. I hate that. Okay, so this is perfect though. So as someone who wasn't and someone that was, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I will never spank my kids. Studies in general have proven that any form of physical discipline is pointless. It does nothing.
Can I tell you the funniest thing? So when I was little, we didn't get spanked, but my dad had this alter ego called Bob Johnson. I know it sounds so weird, but he'd be like, oh, I'm going to call Bob Johnson. And then we'd be like, oh no. And he'd go get like a belt and whip his hand and be like, Bob Johnson. And it was like always like a joke. We're like, oh no, Bob Johnson's coming. But when we were pretty little, we thought it was real. So if we weren't cleaning our rooms or misbehaving, oh no, Bob Johnson's going to come. We have to clean our rooms. And that was the extent of how hit we got.
Well, I'm glad your parents were very nuanced because I feel like our parents were raising us. It was very common to spank your kids.
I think it's because my mom got spanked like that, where it was like you'd go out to the willow tree and you'd pick your whatever.
Switch or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Is it called a switch? I think it is.
Yeah. And then you try and pick the thinnest one or the thickest one or whatever because that hurts less and then you get hit. And so I think she was like, no. Which I agree. I do not think spanking is good. But do you know Maddie from The Bachelor? Did you watch Pilot Pete season?
Oh, that girl.
Did you see this?
Yeah, but explain.
So Maddie Pruitt from Pilot Pete season, she's the one whose dad was a basketball coach and whatever. She's super religious.
Really Christian.
She got married, had a baby, and they named her
husband's
Hosanna.
gay.
Her husband's for sure suppressed. A suppressed gay man. But they named their daughter Hosanna, first of all, which just makes me want to punch him in the face every time I see it. They were talking on their podcast where they were saying that in the Bible somewhere it says that it's encouraged to spank your kids, basically.
Yeah, it's like preached.
It's preached to hit them at a certain age. And her husband,
discipline.
Yeah,
them,
her husband was like, I can't wait for that day that Hosanna's old enough for us to spank her.
Yeah, and Maddie was like, yeah, and I'm gonna say as she's doing it and as she's crying, mommy doesn't want to do this, but I have been called to do this.
Oh my gosh, that makes me want to die. I hate it so bad.
It's so disgusting to me.
I'm just curious because they got so much hate for that, if they realize how messed up it is.
I think they double down on their beliefs. Like, oh, all of these heathens out here not knowing the true word of God. And we know because we are directed by God or whatever it is. That religion element should not be hand in hand with how you're disciplining your children. It should be based on study, research, like how does your child respond to certain forms of discipline, taking physical violence off of the table. Does timeout work? Does this work? Does this work? Working with your child, what are they feeling? Why are they acting this way? Let's get to the root cause. Are they feeling neglected? Do they need attention? Are they feeling big feelings? It's so much deeper than they did this and now I'm going to spank them.
100%. I also think that words, I think obviously it's like you're going to be nice to your kids, but like I see when at the store or online or whatever, even just my cousins and my aunt when we were little, the way that their mom would talk to them when they're misbehaving, my mom, she would get frustrated with us, but it was never like verbal abuse. I think there's a line between verbal abuse, but there's a word that triggers me and that's brat. My aunt would always tell my cousins like, you're being a little brat. And I hate that because I'm like, my mom would never call me a brat. I don't know. Maybe I just walked all over her. But just something about that where I think that there's also certain words that I would never like if I have a little girl be like, you're being a brat right now. Even if she's misbehaving. That hurts mom's feelings. That's not very nice. But I wouldn't calling your kids names even if they deserve it type thing.
Oh, 1,000%.
Putting a label on them.
Yes. And I feel like that's very intentional parenting and it comes out of a place of how you want your kids to feel. It is hard. I would never call my kids names, but in those moments of pure frustration, it is really hard to gentle parent. I have 1,000% lost my temper and yelled at my kids and been super upset and said things that I regret. It's just so hard because then afterwards that guilt that you feel, I'm curious if parents in general, if they feel that guilt that I did. I remember just after I was so upset with the boys and I'm yelling at them and then I go in the room and I'm just bawling. I'm the worst mom. But you're so overstimulated. You have no control and they're misbehaving. It's hard to be like, okay. In those moments, what I should do is, and what I try to do sometimes is like, mom needs a break. I'm going to remove myself from the situation. But sometimes it's just right in your face and you're like, you guys like, no, like you need to pick up your stuff. No, stop fighting or whatever it is. But also I'm hoping that those aren't what they identify my parenting with.
No, I think there's moments where it's like, oh, we made mom really mad. Oh no, we better hurry and pick up our room or whatever. Versus I think like losing your temper, obviously we're all going to try not to do that. I just think it's different. The words can hold so much power.
So
where it's
much
like,
power.
My mom thinks I'm
this, a brat.
You're titling me as that and my mom sees me as that, so that makes me feel like I am that versus how you said just having big feelings or just being too hyper or knocking over a lamp and breaking it or whatever. That's not who I am as a kid. It's just a mistake I made.
Yeah, for sure. I think too, for me, if they accidentally break something or something, I don't really care about that kind of stuff. Or if they come and tell me something, which I'm realizing my kids, if they ever do anything bad, they immediately come and confess. And hopefully a sign of them feeling safe with me.
Yeah.
Because I always say, thank you so much for telling me. Like, you can always tell mommy the bad stuff. What do you think we should do? Whatever.
Yeah.
But it's more so if they're fighting with each other or they're not listening to me, or if I ask them the same thing over and over and over again. I'll be like, clean up, and then they don't do it.
Yeah. It's like if you're like, stop jumping on the couch. Guys, calm down. Go clean your room, whatever. And then they break something and then you're like, I told you.
Yeah.
Like, go freaking clean your room. Yeah.
But also, I'm really grateful that I have Brandon in those situations because when he's there, obviously during the day, if he's not there, I'm solo. That's why I'm probably so overstimulated. But we're both really good at, if I'm getting overheated, he's like, Chelsey, go take a break. And then same with him. If he's like,
Yeah.
guys, I'll be like, okay.
Or he's there to be like, guys, mom told you to clean your room. He's the
It's the
bad guy.
best having a partner.
Like a backup.
Oh, yeah. The best thing ever is if the kids are ever rude to me around Brandon. It is like,
you don't talk to your mom like
yeah.
that. Love that.
The true love where I'm his number one, where he's like, that's my wife. Don't ever disrespect this woman.
I love that.
He gets very defensive if they're being disrespectful to me. And I'm like, that's right.
Which is what's going to teach them respect.
And especially respect for women, I hope.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. You tell me one.
Okay, this one, I want to know your thoughts on it afterwards. They said, don't hold your baby too much or you'll spoil them. I'm so glad I ignored that. Babies need to be held.
Yeah, I saw a handful of those. Oh, do whatever you want. Hold your baby.
I know. I feel like there's this fear, though, that people put in you of, like, if you hold your baby too much. Or,
do you feel that at all? Like, any fear about that? Or a thought like, okay, I need to balance that?
No, I just think if you do hold your baby too much, like, if they'll only take a nap with you holding them, or if they'll only take a bottle, or if they scream when you put them down, is there a balance at the beginning of making them a little bit more independent so that you can have a little bit more freedom? I feel like a training aspect when it comes to your kids.
I mean, yes, but here's the thing too. If you were to come to me and your baby won't sleep in their crib and you're bawling to me and saying, I'm so tired, I have to sleep with them, but I'm so tired and I'm missing Hayden and this and that, I'd be like, okay, well, maybe you could during the day not do contact naps. You could try to teach them how to sleep in their crib and then you could work your way up. Advice like that, depending on how you were feeling. But if someone loves doing contact naps with their babies or carrying them all the time or whatever, there's nothing wrong with that. It's like all based on what you want.
And your lifestyle. Totally. Because, I snuggled my baby too much. Like, no. You should love on your baby and enjoy that time and bond with them.
Yeah.
Not a bad thing.
And also, too, I think there's this big stigma like, oh, you're co-sleeping with your kid. Are you sleeping so horribly? Or that sucks. Or you should teach them how to sleep in their crib. Who cares if you and your husband are talking like, hey, we're missing each other. We're not getting good sleep. Let's try to do that. That's one thing. But another thing is, okay, it's going to be like 3 to 6 months that they're going to be really, you know what I mean? It's so short, those things where you're not going to regret holding your baby.
Totally.
Or even co-sleeping, remembering those times of nose to nose sleeping and breathing them in. You're not going to regret that.
Totally.
You're not going to be like, I wish I would have slept more, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's where people get caught up is they overstress about that kind of stuff. And so it's like that advice of like, don't hold your kid too much. Probably the worst advice is to stress too much about those little things that don't really matter.
And obviously put your mental health first and what you want. So if you're feeling like, I need a little bit of that independence on my baby, then that's something that you can work toward. Okay. I'm so curious about this. If you ever heard anyone talk about this. This one girl said, my dad advice for flying with a baby, a little Benadryl on the plane won't hurt. I laughed and then realized he was serious. Did you ever have friends that would be like, oh, my parents used to give me Benadryl to sleep? Or
no, is that a thing?
Yeah, I feel like
not a thing.
I think in the past I've heard people be like, oh, I give my kids melatonin, stuff like that, which isn't bad for them. But Benadryl, I do remember this girl. This was years ago. I didn't even have kids yet. But she would mention that she would give her daughter a fourth of Benadryl and then she knocks out. And even then I was like, that seems not the best.
I don't know if that's normal or not.
No, I definitely don't think it's normal, but I think people do that.
For when they're flying and stuff.
Well, not even flying, but I think that some parents would be like, oh, to help them sleep at night, like give them something.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, pretty messed up.
I know. What are your thoughts on melatonin? Do you give your kids melatonin?
I don't give my kids melatonin, but if a parent decides to do that, that's fine. I don't think it's bad for them. But I never did that. Okay, when my son was shoved by another kid at daycare, a teacher literally said, boys will be boys. No, boys will be held accountable. Thanks.
I love that. Yeah, what? Boys will be boys?
Oh, I do not subscribe to that at all. Especially with my kids. Even if they hit each other, I'm very like, no.
Okay, I want to read you this one and then let's chat about both of these because this one's kind of similar. When my son hit middle school, another mom told me don't get involved in their drama, just let them figure it out. At first, I thought she was right. I wanted to raise an independent kid, but I quickly realized that ignoring problems didn't make them go away. My son was being bullied, and I didn't step in soon enough because I thought that he should handle it. I regret not supporting him sooner.
I want to give that mom a hug.
I know. So what are your thoughts on that? Even like school drama, someone shoves someone on the playground, you'd be like, okay, tell them no. Whatever, but when do you step in? When do you let them handle it? You don't want to be a smotherer, especially as they get older, right?
I know that's hard because it's like middle school. I see where she was coming from. Like, yeah, maybe let's let them figure it out.
Because then it's like, oh, your mom talked to our mom and you're a loser. That kind of stuff could happen if your mom gets involved.
And you know those moms that always went to battle for their kids in an unhealthy way. Okay, let us figure it out.
My niece the other day, this guy was saying some inappropriate things to her during class, and she sits in a group in her math class, and so her parents called the school and let them know about it. But she's like, don't tell them it was me. Can you just change the seating chart or something so that it's not obvious? Because she's like, so nervous that these guys are going to think she's not cool. And so then she went back to school and they're like, which one of you guys narked on us? Whatever. And she was like, oh, I don't know. I just played dumb. I was like, yeah, who would do that? That's so weird. But it's so true because the worst thing that could happen is your mom calls the school and then the kid finds out that it was you. And then it just makes it 10 times worse.
Yeah. And then you're isolated and not cool and deemed a loser.
So I guess you know as a mom when to step in.
No, you don't know.
Oh, okay.
Like you don't know. It's so hard.
So what's the line?
Okay, I've only had my small experiences with Riggs because in preschool, some little kid was being rude to him and I didn't know about it. He literally came home with a huge scrape on his neck and some little boy had a ruler and hit him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and we found out it was this whole pattern and that's why he was dreading going to school. It was this whole thing. But obviously I immediately switched his classes and that deeply affected him. He's in kindergarten now and he told me the other day, he was like, Mom, I didn't have such a great day at school today. And I was like, what? Like a pit in my stomach because it reminded me of preschool. So I had prefaced with the kindergarten teacher before I went into school, like, hey, he's had some issues in the past with bullying. Can you just give him extra love from me? Whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so Riggs said that to me and my heart dropped like, no, this is not happening. Yeah. And I was like, why, buddy? And he goes, some people were kicking me and hitting me today. And I was like, okay, I need more context. So we found out one kid was kicking him and then teaching the other kid to kick him.
Oh my gosh.
And then the other one was a different scenario. And he's like, I don't know if the boy was playing with me. Because I was like, was he being mean or was he playing? And he's like, I don't know, but it was hurting me. He was hitting me on the back and my stomach hurt and I couldn't breathe. So he was knocking the wind out of him. Oh. But he's like, I know the kids that were kicking him, he was like, they weren't being nice. But the other kid, I don't know if he was playing because sometimes he's nice and sometimes he does that. So I was like, maybe the little boy just didn't understand boundaries and maybe was like wrestling with him. But I was so upset because I'm just like, this is not happening again. And you never want your kid to feel that way. But I was so grateful that he was talking to me because the year prior, he didn't say a word to me.
Yeah.
And so I was like, thank you so much for telling me, buddy. We will get this figured out. I love you. And then I said to him, first of all, always go up to your teacher. And then there's people in orange vests at recess. So I was like, go talk to the people in the orange vest. Even if you don't know if they're being mean or nice, I asked them to stop and they're not stopping. Or I don't like that. Or I don't feel safe. And they'll help you. And then talk to your teacher. But also, buddy, if those kids ever come up to you, you can say, my mom says you can't be around me.
Yeah,
that's
great.
Boundaries. But anyways, I messaged the teacher. And she took it very seriously and talked to all the kids involved. And then she talks to Riggs every day and says, are you feeling safe? And it did this whole protocol. So I was really happy. And he's fine now. Every day I'm asking him, buddy, are you doing okay? And he's like, yeah. But he's 5. So I feel like I have a little bit more of, I can talk to his kindergarten teacher. But in middle school, it's like,
it feels like less control. But then I guess hopefully the communication can be a little bit better. But it's hard though, especially with boys. I don't know, maybe it's more personality, I guess, the less gender. I picture a girl coming home and telling you more of the drama. I feel like guys would be more ashamed or embarrassed that they're getting bullied.
Or like not even care as much, because I feel like Lennox, like even if people are saying mean things or whatever, he just doesn't even clock it. He's just like, I don't care.
Or it's whatever. But is it whatever? Is it actually affecting you?
I know, but I've been talking a lot with Brandon about this. Was anyone ever mean to you growing up? He's like, I don't think I really cared.
Yeah. Like it
even
wasn't
if
something that he clocked.
But also he was cool and cute and had friends.
But your kids will be cool and cute and have friends.
I know, but it's like, we've had this conversation before, but I'm curious, again, asking you, would you rather have your kid be bullied or be the bully?
Be bullied.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I think it can teach them a lot, and the world is so cruel, but you're not like, what happened? Who did I raise? You're a rotten egg.
No. A Veronica Salt.
Literally.
Okay, you go. Tell me one.
Oh, this girl said, just let them cry it out from day one. They'll learn. Nope, that broke my heart and it didn't work.
Yeah, again, it's like whatever you want to do as a parent. If you feel like you need to sleep train,
then do.
But I'll never tell a mom to let their baby, because I couldn't do it, so I have no room to talk.
Yeah. I know.
I wonder who will be harder, you or Hayden. Is it going to be harder on Hayden to let your baby cry, or you? For some reason, yeah.
Like with Scout, she goes in and out of the back door 20 times a day, and so she'll go out and then she'll try to come back in 2 seconds later, and I'm like, no, you wanted to go outside, you're staying outside for at least 10 minutes. And Hayden's like, oh, she's sad, let her. And I'm like, okay, that will be him, and I'll just be like, I'm gonna get in the bath, do whatever you want.
That's literally
Maybe,
Brandon. Like,
hopefully.
Brandon's like, no, be strong, Chelsea, 10 minutes, because we did this whole thing with the boys where we let them cry for 10 minutes and you go in and touch their belly and you're like, I'm here and I love you, and then you go back out, let them cry for 10 minutes. That was a shit show, but I couldn't even last 10 minutes. Like, it physically hurt me.
Oh, I was gonna ask you this question, but to preface, you just have no idea until you're in it, how you're gonna feel, how you're gonna handle it, what you're gonna do. But was there anything going into parenting that you're like, I will never let my kids blah blah blah, and now you do? Or something that really has changed?
Oh, probably just a movie at dinner. Like, if you're out to dinner, and I would always see these kids watching the phone, and I was like, my kids will never do that. And then that Coco Melon is up on the table.
Yep, 100%.
For those kids, you know? Now that Lennox and Riggs are older, they can sit through a meal fine. But there was those years where I was like,
yeah, you
phone
gotta
is
do what
there.
you gotta do. I can't wait to see he didn't get humbled, because he's very much like, our kids will not have the iPad, our kids will not watch TV, our kids will blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay,
we'll see.
we'll see. Once the football game's on, we'll see.
Should we go to
Best parenting advice?
Okay.
But one thing I did write down when going through these submissions is Sarah's episode last week. She had so many little tidbits of mother advice. And what did she say about being picky about your nose?
Yeah, literally another girl submitted this.
Really?
It was like, let me find it. This girl, she submitted one and said, my dad always said, don't say no because it's inconvenient. Save your nose for when it actually matters. Game changer. And that's exactly what Sarah was saying.
Yes.
Save your nose.
Yeah, that
and I've
was
been
something
thinking
that
about
felt
that.
groundbreaking.
Yes, because it's so easy to be like, no. But you can also redirect, especially with Rooney, my 2-year-old. He's always in everything. Instead of saying, no, don't do that, I tell him what he can do.
Like, oh, buddy, look over here.
Yeah. Then the no will actually mean something.
Yeah, I love that, because I could see, even when I would nanny or whatever, it's so easy to just be like, oh, no. To everything. Just because you don't want to deal with the mess. And so being picky with those is good.
Yeah. Okay, you go.
Okay, I'll do a couple of the quick ones that I've got. Okay, don't compare your baby's milestones to anyone else's. Every kid really does go at their own pace.
That's really good. And nice, because with my first, I was so stressed, especially since he was a preemie. So every single milestone, I was like, oh no, he's not walking yet. Or, oh, he's not doing this. Rooney literally didn't walk till 17 months and I couldn't care less. Just not stressed at all. I'm
And
like,
now
he'll
he's
walk.
fine.
Yeah, he will get there. And for me, it was just after multiple kids, I wasn't as stressed. But for sure, it's a good thing to remind yourself.
Do you think it's possible for me to channel third kid energy on my first, or do you just have to go through the first?
No, I don't feel like you're very anxious about that kind of stuff.
I get anxious about a lot of dumb stuff, though. Not that that's dumb. This stuff actually matters. I've never experienced it.
I know.
So I feel like I will be stressed about some of those things. But I just hear the comparison between the first kid and the last kid, or even the second kid. Everyone's like, oh, with my first, I was so crazy with it. Now with my last, I'm not. I'm just wondering, you know, it's
I feel like Hayden,
go back and tell yourself.
Yeah, I feel like Hayden will definitely be super like, oh my gosh, she has to have mushed carrots. Very, you know, and
I'll bet she's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then certain things, I think you might be more stressed.
Okay, you go.
I've been having a really hard time with the tantrum years. My mom said to me one day, they're not giving you a hard time, they're having a hard time. I still whisper that to myself in Target sometimes. Isn't that so good?
Yeah, that is good.
Because just kind of seeing them.
I love that one.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, this one rings so true to me. After I apologized for a chaotic birthday party I threw, my mom told me they don't remember the mess, they remember the mood. She said, did they laugh? Did they feel loved? That's all that matters.
It really is so true. When it comes to birthdays, it's like, what do you remember about your childhood birthdays? And then doing those simple things.
Or just even, I think of friends' houses I would go to. Did not care if it was a complete disaster. Didn't care if there was toys everywhere or dishes in the sink. Don't remember that.
Yeah.
I remember the feeling of the parents and like, go into the pantry, get whatever you want. Chill, welcoming, calm. And yeah, it's never like I would go into a house and be like, wow, this is so clean.
The mood of the family or the culture is what you pay attention to more.
Yes, exactly. But are you in general, you're a hoster. Do you feel a lot of pressure for it to be perfect? Or when it's actually happening, are you?
No, because my type of hosting, it's fun to be creative and stuff with parties, but my type of hosting is because I just selfishly want to get everyone together. It's not really to put on a show. I don't care if it's messy or whatever, you know, or if it's not all the way done, or if I'm setting up decorations, I'm like, I was going to do this whole thing there, but it's fine, whatever, you know.
Can you enjoy it when everyone's there? Are you like, oh, is there toilet paper? Oh, is there this?
Oh, yeah. When everyone's here, if there's someone comes to me and there's like, there's no toilet paper, I'd be like, oh, shoot, let me go grab you some. But I wouldn't be like, oh, no, I'm so sorry. That's so embarrassing. I'd be like, fine with it.
Okay.
But here's the thing is you're a low-key hoster. Like looking at Rooney's birthday party, even just your Harry Potter stuff, I'm like, you are a party planner. You can do all the details. You can execute an amazing party.
Yeah.
You just never invite me to any of them or throw any adult parties.
I know adult parties for sure, but I feel like I can definitely lock into host mode. Yeah. And I can really nail it. I don't like hosting.
You just don't enjoy it because you're stressed about that stuff.
Just the prep before cleaning your house and make sure this and da-da-da.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. I just think of my mother-in-law, just even hosting Sunday dinners every week or all of the parties. I'm like, how do you enjoy this so much and not stress? I did Rooney's big birthday party and I'm still cleaning up, you know?
And you will be for like the next week because there'll be a random pile of stuff you don't know what to do with.
Yeah.
But it's true because I host Sunday dinner whenever my family gets together. And it's exhausting. Hayden's doing all the dishes. I'm doing everything, making sure it's prepped. And I will say I do want to make sure the kids' toys are out or the tables are set up or whatever and that it's all set up, ready to go. Mainly because I want the time that everyone's there to be thoroughly enjoyed. So I'm like, okay, everything needs to be perfect so we can just have the best night ever.
But when everyone's there, are you able to just have a good time?
Yeah.
You're not like, oh, are you having a good time?
Hayden's off in the corner cooking the food and cleaning.
And you're just like,
I'm like, thanks, babe. Do you need help with that? Especially when it comes to my family. But I can thoroughly enjoy it. And I'm not stressed about people judging my house or whatever. But it's more like, if this is clean, if I light a candle, this is going to make this whole experience so much better.
It's more like you're wanting to add to it versus the stress of, I want this to be perfect.
So as a mom, I'm going to be like your mother-in-law and host Sunday dinners and want everything to be perfect.
You're probably similar to my mother-in-law where all she wants to do is get everyone together. She just wants everyone together, and I think she really does enjoy it.
Yeah.
And for me, I definitely have more fun being a guest.
Yeah. And if you can have
host.
places you can be a guest at, that's great. But as a mother-in-law, it's like, if I don't do it, then my family won't get together. So of course I'm going to do it, and I'm going to love it.
What I do like about parties is I tap into that creativity, and I'm like, oh, Chelsey is creative.
And it's so fun to like pick a theme and do all the little things.
And all the little details. And I'm like, what can I repurpose from my house? I think if I did it more often, I wouldn't be as like this is the worst because I only host a few times a year and I put a lot of pressure on myself. But I think if I did it more often, I'd be like, okay. But you know what, too? It's what we were talking about the other day of people remember their last interaction with you.
Yes.
And so it's like if I'm only hosting, say, once a year, then of course I'm putting extra pressure on myself to make it perfect because it's like this is the impression.
But it's kind of like planning a wedding. I think about all of the little details that I stressed out about my wedding that nobody probably even noticed. But when I plan a party, I'm like, what are people actually going to remember? That's why I always do a ton of prizes or a ton of alcohol or a ton of good food. My parties are very, especially when it comes to our big friend group getting together. Because I'm like, what would I want if I was at a party? I don't really care if there's some cool snowflake display in the corner, you know?
That's actually such a good point because... yeah, it's like, what would people actually like? It's reminiscent of my birthday parties growing up. My mom was very creative with prizes or games or adventures versus I don't remember any decorations.
You could throw up some balloons, but then have the activity beat everything.
And she was like, okay, we're going to go to the mall and then we're going to do this epic scavenger hunt. I remember from my second grade birthday party, I don't know how old you are at that, 7, 8. It was a 50s theme and she made all the girls poodle skirts and all the guys little leather vests. And I'm like, that is so cute.
See, that is so cute. But that's the thing though, is it depends on the kid because I feel like a Lennox would really appreciate the decorations. When you did the Goonies party and you have the cool little ship thing, I feel like that kind of stuff, if you go all out, you remember those type of things where it feels really cool.
But it's different too because when I do it for my kids... I decorate the whole upstairs for their birthdays and no one even comes over. It's literally just for them. I take so much pride and joy in that. And there's no pressure. I'm like, I'm just going to blow up 10 more balloons because that'll make him 10 times more happy. But when you're doing it for other people, I was thinking about this. Am I doing this for others? Because I didn't necessarily enjoy that party. I was stressed and I was cooking and I was making sure everything was getting picked up and everything.
But I think it's different because it's your kid's birthday party, like his 2-year-old birthday party, you know? You're the mom of that party, and so it's a lot of coordination and stuff. But I feel like if you were to throw a girls' night with your friends, you could eventually, like once everyone arrives and the food is out, sit back and relax and enjoy your party.
Yes, and I definitely had those type of parties, especially even Brandon's family. We do primo nights. Usually once a month everyone hosts and all of his cousins come over. And so I host a few of those a year. And I love those.
Because you can enjoy them eventually. They are a lot of work, but not as much as a kid's birthday party.
And just a bunch of kids at your house. But with Lennox and Riggs, I do just go to a bounce house or a jumping place or whatever, Nickel City.
Yeah.
And it is the best because it seems like a big cost up front. But I spent more on this home birthday just buying food for everyone. And I bring a thing of balloons and a cake. Go for 2 hours and then you dip.
You go home to your clean house and you're fine.
Yeah, but this I was like, this is hard.
Okay, that was one of my questions though about parenting is, are you pro big birthday party every year, or what do you think is the right balance for kids? Because I know some families are like, no, we only do a friend birthday party every other year. Having a birthday party every year is too much. What are your thoughts on that?
I double down. So I usually the kids, it was weird because Rooney's birthday party and his birthday were on the same day, which I hated because usually with the boys on their actual birthday, we check them out of school, we do a family date, we take them to dinner, we do a whole special day with them, whatever they want to do for their birthday date. And then their birthday party is a separate day, but I feel like I get quality time with them. And then I'm not stressed about spending a ton of time with them. I'm like, just have fun with your friends. But if they want a party every year, I'll throw them a party every single year.
I love that.
And I know a lot of people are like, no, we're not doing that. We're going to do something else. Da, 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 da. But my kids have a bunch of friends now.
Yeah.
And if they want to go hard, I'm down. But if there's ever a year they're like, I don't want a birthday party, I'm never going to be like, no.
I agree, because there's something too about a kid having a birthday party. Like, how many times have you been around a kid where they're like, you're invited to my birthday party and it's like 6 months away? My niece has been telling me I'm invited to her birthday party for the last year. They look forward to it so much. I don't think I could stomach not doing it every year.
Oh, you for sure.
But I understand why people don't. It's a lot of work and a lot of money. And so it's like, oh yeah, we do an experience this year and then the next year we do a friend birthday party and then we do a family. But I do.
I feel like you'll do what I do because sometimes they're birthday's on a Wednesday and you're not going to have a birthday party on a Wednesday.
Totally. But
So
doing
then-
both. Oh yeah. And like half birthday. Oh, are you kidding me? I will do everything. But that is one thing that I feel like your kids are going to remember. They're going to be like, remember the fireplace with all the presents and the balloons and wake up. Like that is happy because you're in the thick of that. And that's what they're going to be nostalgic for.
Yes. And so I love even in the morning with Rooney, him seeing his little decorations, he was really excited. I was like, I love this. But just after the actual party, I was so like everywhere chaotic. And then at the end of the night, I'm cuddling with him and I was like, I miss you. I haven't seen you all day. I've been so busy and I hate that. And what I realized is I should have maybe done a party on a different day and just had a day with you and gone to the park and gone to a museum and cuddled with you.
Yeah. You could do it both.
I know. It's going to be fun to see. But also I know you're going to go so hard for everything. But I like that piece that
What
you
piece?
do it where it's like, what are people going to enjoy and not stress the little details?
Yeah. Like what are people going to notice? Because what do you remember from my Christmas party last year?
The wrapping ball.
Do you remember anything else? Do you remember the decorations that I had or
No.
what the theme was or anything?
Theme, yes. Couples? Was that this year? I was Mrs. Claus, so that's why I'm
Oh,
thinking.
no, that was 2 years ago. Last year was pajamas. It was Christmas Eve and we did
cute.
breakfast and
Yeah,
stuff.
love
Which is like,
that.
yeah, love. You know, great. That stuff's fun. But
Hey-
hammering down on Santa Claus and
Oh my gosh, Hayden is hilarious because he just gets drunk and he has this big like Santa sack of money and he just goes around and he's like, you've been naughty, and gives people a fireball whiskey shot, or you've been nice, and gives you a $5 bill. And there was one point where he's giving so many people money and you guys have this envelope of cash above the refrigerator and he kept on taking money out and giving it to people and you were like, no more money. And I just see you grab it, sit on it, and you're like, no more money. And he's like, hee hee.
like, Santa, stop. No, because he was like just giving it to people left and right.
Oh, it was everything.
I know, but see, that's the funnest part for me and for him. So we drop a ton of money, but it's not on crazy decorations.
And I think I enjoy the creativity aspect, but I need to look at it more like this is a creative outlet for me and I want it to look a certain way because this is fun for me. Not necessarily like, am I going to get the oohs and ahs?
Yeah, but I was oohing and ahhing over your giving these decorations.
Oh, I was like, Pinterest could never.
it was so good. That's what I'm saying. You have a gift. For me, I'm like, she pegs me as the host, but I'm like, she low-key is a better host than I am, just isn't down.
I know I should make videos and
You
for
should.
those things and be like, oh, do you want to do this? And da, da, da. But I'm excited
absolutely.
for your baby shower. I already have an idea.
Ooh. Love.
I'm excited. Hopefully you like it. I think you will.
I can't wait.
Okay.
Okay, we'll
tell me what.
continue. Tangent. Okay, I'll do one. The best advice that I got was actually super simple. Take pictures and videos of the everyday moments, not just the big ones. I didn't think of it much until I looked back at a video of my son babbling in his high chair and realized that this is the stuff I'll miss the most. Those little reminders made the newborn haze so much sweeter.
Definitely documenting, even if it's just one picture a day, because that's my journal. I don't have time to journal, but I do have time to just scroll back through pictures, even of my week. I'm like, what did I do this week? And sometimes it's meaningless little pictures and videos, but it's the boy sitting on the couch watching a movie and I just snap a picture holding my hand or whatever it is. Those little moments. Aren't you like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I feel like I'll be fine taking pictures, but it's hard because, yes, you don't think this mundane Tuesday that we're staying and watching movies is worth anything, but then you capture the little hand holding or the boys cuddling or even just their messy hair in their pajamas, that type of stuff that you don't think to capture versus the curated photos at the pumpkin patch or whatever. My problem, I'm trying to organize all my photos right now, but because I already have an issue where I'll take 15 of the same picture and then I'm like, I can't delete any of them because this one we're looking this way and this one we're doing this. And I want to organize my photos before I have a baby because I know it's just going to get worse. But that's like a mom hack that I'm like, how do you guys manage all the photos and videos?
Yeah. Someone give me advice. I can't. I lose sleep over it.
I know.
What
and
I
feel like
want
that's
to
a huge
do,
problem.
this is my idea that I want to do, is every year just get, I don't know, my top 100 pictures and print them out and put them in. Have you seen those little cases that it's like 4x7? I want to do that every year until they're 18. Have I done it? No. And then their videos, just have them in an album. I do that with the boys right now. I'll do like from 1 to 2 and then 2 to 3. And it's just any video that they're in. And Riggs grabs my phone all the time. He's like, can I look at baby videos? And then he just has an album. So then I can just share it with them.
I think that's one of the best gifts you can give your kids is organizing their home videos and their photos and gifting it to them, or just staying on top of that, because we have it so easy now, but it's almost harder too because there's so much. But I remember my mom would always tell me that you take the photos, you have to go get them developed, but it was expensive to get them developed. So she'd like save up a bunch. And then one day my sister, I got into her car because she had a bunch of camera rolls in her car to take to the developer. And my sister was a baby and pulled all of them apart. And I just think it was such a pain back in the day. We have some scrapbooks and stuff, but organizing it by year and stuff, I think that is so smart.
I know. I wanted to do like, chapbook or do a legit printed shutter book, but that's too much energy for me right now. But imagine when they're 18, just giving them a little suitcase of each year 100 pictures of your favorite pictures, and then they have actual prints.
Like this was first grade, this was second grade, or 2025 or whatever.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, I saw the cutest video the other day. So there was this girl, I think she's the oldest girl in her family, but she turned 18, and when she woke up, it was kind of how you do with the balloons and presents and stuff. All her siblings were waiting, and her mom, have you seen this?
I saw this.
Her mom set up all of these eras of her life and was like, here's your Elmo era, and saved all of her little things. And the girl was sobbing, but she did all of these different little chapters of her life up until her 18th birthday. I feel like that's exactly what I want to do because I'm so sentimental, where I'm like, no, remember this and remember this. It would just be so cool if you had a mom like that who was just cherished every phase of your life and made you feel so on top of the world.
That's so my mom coded. Like, she's so thoughtful like that, and she's kept so much. So even the other day, I needed a life jacket for Rooney, and she had my life jacket when I was a baby.
Cute.
And so she brought it to me, and I was like, I can't believe you have my life vest.
That's so cute. And that's so special. Like reusing those things.
Yeah, she kept a lot of the baby stuff. Oh, I was going to mention the one thing I did, and I was really proud of myself, because now Lennox is in second grade, so he's been to like 3 or 4 years of school now, including preschool. I bought these filing boxes, and then I put a file folder for each year, and at the end of the year, I picked out my favorite artwork or their report cards or whatever, their pictures, and then I put it in the file folder and and then I'll have it till they're 18, and then I can just give them that. But I feel so victorious about that.
Yeah,
because they have their file boxes.
And it's nice because you have a system in place. If only it was that easy with photos and videos. I think if you could stay on top of it somehow, have a plan going in. They need to make some AI software or something.
They have so many apps and so many different things.
I just don't trust it because I'm like, I want to dictate what I delete and stuff.
And also, I guess iPhone photos are getting better because you can be like, for instance, for your birthday, I just typed in Sammy and Chelsey pictures, and then you see all of our pictures. So that's what's really nice is I can be like Lennox, Riggs, Rooney, all three of them together, videos, and then it'll pop up all their videos.
Yeah, that's so fun.
But I'm sure it'll get even better.
Because right now I have Google Photos, but I also pay for iCloud storage, but I can't access that on all my devices. It's
so
just
stressful.
It's so stressful. Okay, anyways, go.
Okay. This is kind of another one that Sarah was mentioning last week. My dad used to let me help wash the car even when I made it worse. Now I remember that when my kids are trying to stir pancake batter for 14 years.
For 14 years. Facts.
But I thought that was cute.
I love that idea too. And I loved what she said about when she's on her phone, she shows, oh, hey, come see what I'm working on. So that her kids know that she's not just ignoring them. Look what I'm working on. Do you want to help me? Or including them in the things, even the things that you have to get done. If they're watching a show and you could be like, hey, mom's got to fold laundry. You want to help me? Even though they'll probably mess it up. I'm sure they'll say no, but then they feel like you're not ignoring them.
Yep. I feel like that one's good.
I love that. Okay, my grandma told me before she passed away, every time you get frustrated, stop and imagine yourself 50 years from now, wishing for one more messy, noisy day with them. I think of that all the time, especially when my toddler is smearing peanut butter on the wall. It's like her voice is still guiding me. That's cute.
You know what I think of all the time?
What?
When I'm having a hard day? You're gonna miss this.
Oh my gosh.
Like that song pops into my brain every time I want to rip my kids' face off.
We should do a poll because I feel like that's every mom. Every time my sister would complain about parenthood, I'd be like, you're gonna miss this, because it's so true.
I stop, and then it really like locks me back into, okay, I love you, but I'm gonna miss this, because there's days right now, I was thinking about this with Lennox. I was like, I would kill to just have the hardest day of him as a 2-year-old. I would just do that day over so different.
Yeah, because you'll never get that back.
So Rooney the other day was being hard, and I was like, I know there will be a day that I want this day back.
Yeah.
And I would redo this day so different. So let's do it today.
It's such a weird mind F, though, because you can logically think that, but it still doesn't make the day not hard.
Yeah.
But it's such a good sentiment.
Okay, this one reminded me of my mom. But a mom at school drop-off once told me that boredom builds creativity. Ever since then, I stopped consistently entertaining my kids. No iPad, no structured crafts, just silence. First it was chaos. Now they build forts and write movies in the living room. And I love that, because what my mom used to always say is only boring people get bored. She was just like, no, go find something to do.
Don't tell me you're bored.
Oh, my kids know never to say the word bored.
I just think in the day and age we live in too, where we're always like, for me, I always have to be stimulated by something. I have to be scrolling, I have to be eating, I have to be watching, I have to be doing. I can't just sit in my thoughts ever. And so I think it's important to teach them that, whether it's quiet time or whatever, but letting your kids have some of that time where they're not so overstimulated all the time.
Oh, yeah. This in general. I feel so overstimulated, me as a human.
Yeah.
I need my quiet time, especially in the mornings. I'm like, I want silence. But also, I think you go on like walks and you're silent, no? Or do you always have to be listening to music or books or podcast? Or do you just go in silence?
Most of the time when I go on walks, I'll listen to a podcast or something.
Do you ever have time to just sit and think? Do you ever just like to, like, when you're driving to work, just silence?
No, but I should. My mom always used to listen to no music in the car, and she's like, it gives me time to think. And I'm like, you're weird. But it really is so true.
That is the cutest thing I've ever heard. Doesn't that just humanize your mother so much?
Yeah, I think about that all the time. There was one time a couple months ago in my old car where my Bluetooth stopped working, and I was driving home silent, and I was like, oh, I'm just like my mom. And it makes me think of her commute to work, where I'm like, what does she have to think about? She probably is like, oh, you know.
Like, what am I going to
But I will say, like, I've been going to acupuncture a couple times a week.
I want to hear everything about
it. Basically, you just sit there and you lay with the needles in you, and I love it because it just gives me time, like, where my phone is on silent. Like, I have to lay here for an hour. Or even when you get a massage, it gives you time where I'm like, okay, I'm going to daydream. I'm going to think about this, and I'm going to think about that. And then I'm going to really sit through it. And I love having that time to think of scenarios in my head or whatever, because you don't really have that.
Oh, yeah. Right now, thinking is such a luxury for me, where I'm just like, wow.
So what about you when you're driving down here? When you have a moment alone, are you like, okay, audiobook in, or are you like, give me a second of silence?
I would say like half of the times I come down here, I'm silent.
Really?
Maybe music very low in the background, but sometimes I want to just sit in my thoughts.
Interesting.
Or I try to catch up on phone calls. Like, oh, I haven't talked to Rachel in a while. I need to call my mom or my brother. And I use that as a luxury time to make phone calls.
You're such a call person. Ever since I've known you, like the second you're in the car, Chelsea's calling.
Oh, I love a phone car chat.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You're that classic mom that's like on the phone with her friends while your kids are like, Mom, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, it's so good. I was thinking this morning, what I really want to do is, one, go to bed earlier so I can wake up earlier and have time before the kids wake up. Because I don't get enough sleep in general, so I have to sleep as much as I can. But I would love to just wake up at 6 a.m., even 30 minutes before the kids wake up.
Yeah.
Go sit on the back porch.
Just try it one time and see how you feel.
I really want to do that.
Sorry. Can you hear me swallowing?
Gulp, gulp, gulp.
Okay. Okay, I'll do another one. A friend once said, give them roots, then give them wings. I realized my job wasn't to control my teens' choices, but to make sure they had a strong foundation so they could fly on their own.
Teenage mothers is so foreign to me. And also, I just have so much love for these mothers of teenagers.
I know, because it's a whole new ball game. And it's mental gymnastics and chess.
Yeah, because you're literally having to relinquish so much control.
And make sure you're not doing too much, but not make sure you're not doing too little. And it's not so much like sleep schedules and pacifiers, but like full on mental health. And are they doing okay? And are they all the things?
And I feel so bad for these teenagers nowadays. Everyone is dealing with like anxiety and depression. I think of my mental health stuff, and I just don't want my kids to feel that.
And I just think at that time in life, your parents feel so relevant and your family is so on the back burner, where it feels like the most indestructible thing, where you're just like, my whole life is collapsing. I have my family, so you take it for granted. And then you take your mom for granted, and you take all your siblings for granted because you're just consumed with so much other drama and stuff. Also, I love this one too. It says, someone told me to always keep the car ride sacred. Older kids and teens talk more when you're not staring at each other. Some of our deepest talks have been driving home from practice. I love that too, because driving in the car, I think you can really tap into where it's not like you're interrupting their Xbox game if you have a teenage son, but you're picking him up from soccer practice and you're driving, and you can really get deep in the car.
Oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm getting emotional.
Yeah, I was like, are you gonna cry? Why?
This age is so precious because they're so mine. Even Lennox is all about his friends, and he has such a big life outside of me, but I'm still his number one.
Yeah. But as they get older, it kind of becomes like a marriage where you can feel disconnected at times.
Well, and especially these moms to
Yeah.
these kids probably. And I just think of when Lennox is 14, 15 and we're just driving in the car. I just hope they chat with me.
Yeah, lengthen those car chats. Stop at Swig on your way home.
But you know what gives me hope is the other day, Brandon, he plays basketball down here in Utah County every week. And he was like, I'm going to leave early. And I was like, why? And he's like, I just want to go hang out with my mom for a little bit.
Aww.
And I was like, oh my gosh.
You can still love your mom at 32.
Yeah. And then he just went and hung out with her for an hour before he went.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
see, and you're going to have 3 mama's boys who love you and want to spend time with you.
I hope.
But those type of things, I feel like navigating the teenage ones, I love that we got some of those, because that's a whole
And we're both just
new
completely in the
world.
dark.
Yeah. Okay, can we do a quick rapid fire before we get into the forecast? You can expand if you think, but basically I just want you to be like yes, no, or whatever the answer is, give it to me, okay? And this is no discredit to anyone, but I just want to know your opinion.
Okay.
You'd be like, oh, they can do whatever they want, but I want to know your opinion.
Okay.
Okay, sleepovers, yes or no?
No.
Curfew, strict or flexible?
Strict, and then when they get a little bit older, probably flexible. Strict till they're 16, and then 16, 17, 18, I'll be more flexible. I don't know about the curfew. I might be strict.
Well, who knows? It's funny because I'm not a parent, but I can have an opinion, and you're not a teen parent, but you can have an opinion.
Yeah.
So it's just fun to see what you think as of now.
Okay, go.
Would you ever read your kid's diary or journal?
Yeah.
If dire needs happen, or just because you're curious and looking for a good read?
I'll probably do it if I'm curious. Doubt any of my kids will write journals.
I know, that's true. Do you believe in grounding?
Like, what do you mean?
Do you think grounding your kid is actually effective?
Oh, grounding for some.
You're like going outside with bare feet?
No, I literally have been talking too much mental health stuff lately, because I was like, okay, we are grounding,
Ground
like
yourself.
touch grass. Grounding, yeah, probably.
Would you let your kids watch rated R movies?
Yeah, when they get older, yeah.
Okay. Would you pierce your baby's ears?
I want you to be answering these. Yeah, I would.
You would? Should parents kiss their kids on the lips?
I mean, I do, but then at a certain age, no. Like
What's
past
the age?
past 5, past 7.
Past 7? You're like, shoot, I still kiss Riggs.
No, remember Riggs told me, Mom, I don't like when you kiss on the lips. And then I don't with Lennox anymore.
Like, you should be done breastfeeding when the kid can ask for milk. It's like you should be done kissing your kid once they can tell you to stop. Literally.
Yeah, I guess I still kiss Rooney on the lips, but other than that, no. So, and he's only 2, so.
Have you ever told your kids that the park is closed?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Or the iPad's dead?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I need to be better because I'm such a... Oh, I think they closed that place down. Sorry, bud.
Yeah. Sad. Do you think that preschool is necessary, or is it overrated? Could they just skip right to kindergarten?
I mean, some people can't afford it, so that's one thing, but I feel like it was helpful for my kids. So I liked it.
Would you ever let your kids watch TV at breakfast?
Yeah. When they wake up early on the weekends, I'm literally like, go turn on TV so I can sleep in. So
Do you let your kids pick out their outfits even if they clash? Would you let them wear just a rough outfit to school? Even if it looks rough?
I definitely have, but not my will. Like Brandon will be like, pick out your clothes, and he's like fine letting them look like garbage, and then they come in and I'm like, no, absolutely no.
No. Screen time before 2?
Oh, I've been pretty strict with that. Like, no. I mean, more lenient.
Well, it's hard by the third kid. How do you control it if the other kids are doing it?
Luckily, Rooney, he's not really super into television, but it was like on when he was...
Yeah. But he won't sit with the boys and watch a movie?
No, he's finally starting to get a little more interested. So he'll watch for like 10 minutes, but he doesn't really care for it.
What about when you guys go out to eat? Does it Cocomelon for him? Or Miss Rachel?
No,
he's never Miss Rachel.
No, he's not into it because Riggs... He was my worst because we were living with my in-laws at the time and he loved TV. So he started watching TV when he was 18 months and he would just watch Blippi with me. It was Miss Rachel before Miss Rachel was a thing. But Lennox, I was psycho until he was 2.
Oh, I remember.
Like,
I remember him coming to my house and you're like, can you turn the TV the other direction? You came over to watch Bachelor or something. And you're like, I need to sit in the corner so Lennox's face doesn't face the TV.
I hate myself. Like, I literally hate me.
No, don't hate you. I have great intention to not have your baby look at the TV.
I know, but I remember my mother-in-law holding him and he was facing... I was like, will you turn him? Ugh.
Yeah.
She was going to write a submission about me when we do horror daughter-in-laws.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. We need to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, should we get into the forecast?
But wait, I want to hear your answers. Can you like say them? Okay, let me just read a few.
You could just read whatever ones you want.
Okay. Are you going to be strict on curfew? Knowing your history, you should be.
But knowing my history, I shouldn't be either. It was such a buzzkill, you know?
Such a buzzkill, but...
I know, but like I've turned out fine. I don't know. It kind of depends on how my kid is. If I'm like, you're a good egg, I trust you.
Yeah.
And it's like now you're going to have like Life 360 on their phone and you're going to have all of these things. So if I know what they're staying out late for, I don't mind, even though kids can be sneaky and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they're for sure going to be filling each other up in the basement.
Yeah, like I'm like, oh, she's at Janet's house, but all the boys are over. I'm sure. But that's the thing. If they're going to do it, they're going to do it at any hour of the day, you know? Devil comes out at midnight. No, literally. That's the thing. Maybe, who knows? I don't know. That could be something I eat my words on. But I think I'll be on the more flexible side, but reasonable. I'm not going to like, come home whenever you want.
Yes. I can see that for you.
I'm not going to be a 10 p.m. mom.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to check their location?
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Same. And if they turn that sucker off and say, my phone was dead, hell no.
That's the thing with the Life 360. Like, you can literally see how fast their car is going. You can see so many different things when they leave, when they come, when they go. That is amazing.
Oh, yes. I'm going to hardcore spy on them because I still have their baby camera in Lennox and Riggs' room. And Brandon's like, when should we get rid of that? At what age do we get rid of the camera? I hardly ever check it because they're right next to me.
Unless you're in bed and they're going to sleep or whatever.
Yeah, or if I hear a noise, usually I'll just stand up and go look, but sometimes I'll be like, oh, look at the camera. It's just there. But at what age am I going to be like, that's probably not appropriate to have a camera in their room anymore? I don't know. Would you read their journal or diary?
Not for just a fun read, but if they were in deep trouble, if I could just sense something was off, I would. But I would really hope I could respect their privacy. Because I know so many parents who did that. And then they come to you and they're like, I read your journal. It just feels like such an invasion of privacy. But if my kid was cutting themselves or something, I'd be like, okay, something's going on.
But here's the thing too. Would you read their text messages?
Text messages? Yes.
I don't feel like my kids are going to keep a journal, but for sure they're going to be texting their friends or even their notes app on their phone.
That would just be pure entertainment. That sounds like a good time to me. Like
reading
give me
their
your
texts.
Instagram password. Like, I want to see what guys are DMing you.
Oh, I'm terrified.
I hope, like, with my girls, we'd have, and that's probably not realistic, where I'm like, show me. Because it's like my nieces would just be like, look at what this guy sent me or whatever. And hopefully that's the dream. Yeah, I'm definitely not opposed to that. That feels like less of an invasion. Like paying for your cell phone bill. I feel like something's off. But I'm not going to be that mom that's like,
I feel like I would be
falling asleep and I'm snooping on her text just for the fun of it.
As a teenager, would have felt more invaded my parents reading my text messages than reading my journal.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. It would feel like they have more of a right to read your text messages type thing.
Yeah, it's so hard because I don't want to be that parent. And I need to remember this too, where I don't want to be super strict with Lennox and then be so easy with Rooney.
Yeah, try and balance it out a little bit, or
Yeah.
keep the rules intact. But you live and you learn. It's the same thing as the TV watching thing. You kind of grow a little bit where you're like, okay, Lennox is your first teenager. You're going to be hyper aware of things where you're like, oh, he turned out fine.
Yeah, I had that thought the other day where with Rooney, I just don't care about all the little things so much. And so with Lennox, I'm trying not to care as much.
Yeah.
If there's something little, my gut reaction is freak out.
And that's why a lot of older kids have bad relationships. Their teenagers is just such a shit show because the parents are freaking out over nothing. More with teenagers, not with the kids, but you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, mom and dad, we were always fighting because I was a teenager and I was staying out late and blah, blah, blah. And they didn't know how to handle it. Whereas by the third or fourth kid, they're like,
but do you feel like teenagers need freedom? That's what I guess like the real question is like, do they need more independence?
Yes.
It goes back to that statement where it's like you give them roots and then you give them wings or whatever. I want to remember that. I just remember when I was 15, 16, 17, 18, that's the time I needed autonomy.
100%. And it's like you give them roots so that they can have wings, right? You teach your boys to respect girls and you teach them to have good values and you've taught them all of these things. Now it's time for them to go out into the world and practice them. So it's like, yes, go have so much fun on prom night. Stay out as late as you want. That's one thing with like dances or special occasions. I mean, don't worry about being home at a specific time. Just have so much fun because this is a once in a lifetime experience and you know the rules and tools that I've taught you to be a good person, to make good choices, and you're going to make whatever choices you're going to make. So if you try alcohol, if you have sex, like whatever, I hope we can talk about it. But I think it's important for them to be able to make mistakes, especially while they're still under your roof. Because you're so strict, you have them in bed by 10 p.m. every night. They have no fun. And then they go out to college and they totally overdo it.
Wild. Yeah. For sure. What do you feel about sex with your kids? Are you going to talk to them about it a lot? Are you going to...
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I already have talked to my nieces about it quite a bit of my experiences and making sure you have respect for yourself and love for yourself and those type of things. It's definitely not going to be something that's taught that's like a no in my house.
What do you say to the girls? You're just like, make sure you feel comfortable. Boys,
just be like, boys are going to try and do stuff to you or with you. And they're super horny at this age. And
like one track mind.
Yeah. And don't ever feel like you have to say yes. If the guy's trying to make you do stuff, he's a loser. And you want a guy that actually likes you and respects you and those type of things. It's not like doing the sexual act is bad. It's more of do it with the right person and when you feel like you're ready. Because you're probably not ready. But I'm not going to influence them where I'm like, no, you're not ready. Do what you want to do when you feel like you want to do it. But then... it is hard because it's like, what if my daughter gets in a super serious relationship in like 8th grade and they're watching movies in the basement all the time? And where do you step in? It's so hard.
Oh my gosh, that makes me sick to my stomach.
I know.
That's the thing. Like if my freaking 8th grader, like Lennox is in the basement and he's just like, oh, it's so serious. It's the right time. I'd be like, hell no.
Yeah. Totally.
It's not the right time.
Yeah. And I think at a reasonable age, but it's just hard because there is that balance with teens where you have some say and some input. But then there comes a time where it's like they are going to make their own choices and you have to rely on what you've taught them. And hopefully you've had enough conversations up until that point that they can know what to do to make their own decisions. But his mom's not going to decide when he loses his virginity or not because mom says no. It's like, sorry, my mom says I can't.
I hope that they say that.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
But it's like he'll choose to not because you've emphasized the importance and like how sacred and special it is.
Yeah, and hopefully they like feel
because I just don't want my kids to make any decision, not even related to sex, but anything, the way that they treat people, the people that they choose as friends, the grades that they get. I don't want it to just be because I have to and there's gonna be huge consequences and my mom's gonna get mad. It's because she's taught me like the value behind all of these things and I'm truly a good person and I truly work hard and I truly respect women or men.
Yeah, totally.
Can't wait till our teenagers are just freaking coke addicts and
oh my gosh,
don't know what they're doing.
Okay, no, that's not happening.
It's not happening.
Okay, should we get into the forecast?
Yeah.
Okay, I talked about my did it a lot. It was Rooney's birthday. We did the Goonies theme because we call him Rooney Goonie.
Yeah, that was so cute.
And so is Goonies theme. But okay, here's my little tidbit of advice.
Ooh.
My parenting advice with my did it, my birthday party. Get the grocery store birthday cakes. Because I have this girl at Dan's Market. It's a grocery store. And I went through a few different cake decorators. But then one time I had this girl do a cake I loved. And then I got her name. And she does all my cakes now. She did this really pretty vintage piping. And then I've gotten so many cakes that quoted for like $85 for the vintage piping. And they'll do it for literally $15 for a cake.
That's amazing.
And so you can show them the picture. But these cake decorators at grocery stores are amazing and they can do anything.
Yeah.
But my Emily, I called and they were like, oh, she's barely working anymore and she might quit. And I was like, no, don't tell me that. So anyways, I had to go to Macy's grocery store. And the good thing about Macy's is they print on cakes. So you just take any picture, any sheet of whatever, and they'll scan it and they can put it on any cake. And it was so cheap. So I made a little graphic that said, Goonies never say die. And she printed it on the top of the cake and then just did piping. I was like,
perfect. Yeah, because what's the alternative? A fancy cake shop that does the vintage stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even getting a bunch of cupcakes from Costco or just a Costco chocolate cake or whatever, you can get these custom, really cool cake at the grocery stores for so cheap.
Love that.
And they're good. I got the Oreo one at Macy's. It was great.
The more you know.
Yeah. So that's a good little tip. Okay. Felt it. It was our anniversary, both of our anniversaries.
Oh, yeah.
But basically, we had this whole plan to go to Europe, go on this whole European vacation we had been saving for a long time. And our AC broke this summer. You guys know that. I've talked about it a million times. And we were unable to go to Europe anymore. And so we just did a staycation here in Salt Lake. It was perfect.
Really?
And it just made me realize I could be anywhere with this person.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and it's such a luxury to spend even 2 days together uninterrupted. I'm laughing with you. I'm playing with you. I love your company. And we were just exploring everything. And it just made me think about when we're retired and our kids are out of the house. It just gave me this, I'll miss them so much. But I know that
always have us.
Yeah, I literally married my best friend.
Yeah.
And we can be doing nothing. And it's my favorite day.
I love that.
So that's what I felt.
Feeling love in the air.
Yes. And you were texting me, Hey Hoes, our song by the Lumineers. And you were hearing it everywhere.
Gosh. 5 times this week. I'm not even kidding you. I'm like, what is happening? I haven't heard that song in years.
I loved that. You kept on screenshotting and texting me. Okay. Loved it. I have been watching Dawson's Creek. Have you ever watched that?
Yes. Have you gotten to his dad yet?
No, it's next season.
Oh my gosh. That's all I remember about that show is it like literally devastated me for like a month.
Oh no, but I'm 4 seasons in. It's not good. Anyone that hates Belly from The Summer I Turned Pretty has never watched Dawson's Creek and has never met Joey Potter because she is the absolute worst. She's horrible to Dawson for the first 3 seasons. Is just stringing this boy along, so immature. Is like, I have to go find myself, breaks up with him, her soulmate, and then hooks up with a guy the next day and is dating a guy. I'm just like, Belly, you're okay. Yeah. You're okay. But Joey and Pacey are finally getting together, and I do love them.
I don't even remember. She ended up with Pacey, right?
Yeah, she ends up with Pacey. But just Joshua Jackson, that's who plays Pacey. He's such a good actor. He's not cute at all.
Oh, I think he's kind of cute.
He's like cute and
cuter
like
than Dawson.
I'm not like, oh, Dawson, you're hot, but he's more classically handsome than Pacey.
Yeah.
Pacey's kind of goofy looking, but it's almost endearing. But the way he carries himself, low-key get butterflies for Pacey.
Yeah.
We're just the way that him and Joey, they flirt, and the way that he looks at her, like tucks her hair behind her ear. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
At making the chemistry real. But okay, I have 2 kind of behind the scenes for people that are into Dawson's Creek. So Joshua Jackson and Katie Holmes, they dated first season and they broke up, and then they start dating on the show during 3rd season, and Joshua Jackson has openly said all this stuff. It was the worst because it's like you break up with your girlfriend and then you have to date her on screen. And he was like, we would literally say things in the script that I had said to her in real life. And I'm like, this is not healthy. And that was really hard. So now that I'm watching it and they're being so romantic and so flirty and stuff, even just kissing in between conversation, I'm like, isn't that so curious? Actors.
Like same thing with Brooke and Lucas. When they got divorced, then they continued to date on screen.
But you know that part in One Tree Hill? It's at Naylee's wedding. And she's breaking up with Lucas and she's like, you never let me all the way in. I have to break up with you kind of a thing. And she's crying. That was literally, they were going through their divorce.
Oh, talk about just a good prompt
Cathartic.
to get you going.
And she's hitting him on the chest and she's like, you'll never let me all the way in. Sophia Bush is the worst. She will not say anything about Chad Michael Murray. And I'm like, girl, you're making this 10 times bigger than it has to be. You're being so dramatic. So many actors have gotten in relationships, gotten divorced, and they're just like, yeah, I learned a lot from that. I wish them well.
Yeah.
But people would be like, oh, so Chad, I'm not talking about that. Oh, I'm not talking about that. I don't talk about that in interviews. I'm like,
okay. She's been married 5 times and now she's a lesbian. So I don't know.
We need to do a whole One Tree deep dive because I have so much to say. But okay, one other thing that I learned is Katie Holmes and Joshua Jackson, they're doing a movie together. I told you about this, but not on the podcast.
I don't think on the podcast, because that's why you started rewatching it.
Yes. So Katie Holmes is directing it. And it's going to be like a 2-part series. So it's going to be like 2 young actors playing them as kids. And then it's the second half is Katie Holmes and Joshua Jackson as adults. And they rekindle their relationship. Oh. But there's all this like behind the scenes, like just like people filming like random scenes of them like in New York City or wherever they're filming. And I have butterflies. And the thing is they're both single right now. Joshua Jackson and Katie Holmes. They both just got out of relationships. And I'm like, please.
Do you think there's hope?
Well, I know that they're really good friends.
So maybe they've just decided there's nothing there anymore.
Yeah, but also James Vanderbeek, who plays Dawson, sad. He has colon cancer.
I know. Is he doing okay?
It's stage 3, and I don't think he's doing super well. But I actually think this month they're doing a live reading of the pilot. Okay. So like the original 4, they're doing a thing for cancer research or something.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
But I'm deep into it and everyone keeps asking me, oh, Dawson's Creek, is it good? I haven't watched it. And I'm like, no, it's not good. But you get into it and desensitized and you're in it.
Yeah. When I was watching it, it was like a dark time in my life and it just consumed me.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about it, clearly.
Just what's the highlight of your week? Dawson's Creek. I need a good rewatch. I need a good show.
But rewatch One Tree Hill after with me.
I rewatched One Tree Hill when my mom was in the hospital and it's like
triggering.
I don't know. I'm just am I ready for that again?
Okay, well let's pick something to rewatch.
I know. Did you already watch? You just rewatched One Tree Hill, didn't you?
Yeah, I rewatch it like every other year.
I need a good rewatch.
I haven't rewatched Dawson's Creek in probably 10 years, but it is a very background show where you don't have to pay attention.
Yeah. Which is what I need just to have on in the background.
Yeah, it's like noise.
Yeah.
Also, Michelle Williams is gorgeous to me. Do you know who that is?
She gives me the ick.
Why?
I don't know. Something about her. I think it bloomed in Dawson's Creek. Something about her. Just as like her voice and like her face. I just want to punch her. And then she was in The Greatest Showman. And I was like, literally, like, great. Jen singing. My worst nightmare.
Oh no, it's literally like, Jen, I think I have a crush on you. She's so beautiful.
Something about her.
She's pretty.
She is pretty. But, you know, just.
But do you think Katie Holmes is cute?
Yeah, she's fine. Like, she's beautiful.
I think one of the most iconic couples of all time, especially mid 2000s, is Katie Holmes and Tom Cruise when he jumped on Oprah's couch.
Yeah. Which is crazy. Didn't she used to be a huge Tom Cruise fan? Like, have a poster of him and be obsessed with him?
So she was engaged to some random 2000s actor.
Okay.
And in an interview, she was like, yeah, I can't believe I'm engaged. I always thought I'd be engaged to Tom Cruise. She would always talk about him being the celebrity crush, like everything. Yeah. They broke off their engagement, and a few months later, she was dating Tom Cruise.
Yeah, see, she's beautiful. She's just kind of quirky. Like, I just, like, picture her just being like
I think after I'm rewatching Dawson's, I'm like, you're a bit.
But if you were to see a photo of her, you'd be like, that's a beautiful young lady.
That's a beautiful
when she was like 20 in the 90s.
Yeah, you know, she's super unique too. Very unique features. Her eye shape and her mouth, her teeth are very unique. Yeah. Also, did you ever watch My First Daughter? No. She's like in it and like her dad's the president and then she falls in love with the bodyguard.
No.
That's what you should watch.
Is it a show?
No, it's a movie.
Oh, okay.
So like, yeah, I basically just explained it.
Yeah, I'm good on movies. I have like a whole backlog I need to watch.
Oh, you should do like a show.
I need show, yeah. Just a good rewatch.
When I'm done with Dawson's Creek, we'll find one together and watch.
Okay.
Okay, those are mine. So tell me yours.
Okay, I did it with same anniversary trip. We went up and stayed in Midway, and that was so fun.
Where'd you guys stay?
The homestead.
Oh, I knew that.
So they just remodeled it. So they have 5 pools and this grill out on the golf course.
So tell me is it a B&B?
No, it's a resort. But me and my family used to stay there quite a bit when I was younger. And it's so nice now. They totally redid everything. So I think it's going to be legit. There's still some construction, but they have the milk house. They do homemade ice cream and desserts that you can go to anytime.
It's amazing.
They have a bunch of different restaurants and they have 5 massive pools.
Wow.
It's
That's
so
where
nice.
me and Brandon need to go next time we're in Midway. It's
Yeah.
in Midway, right?
Yeah, it's a Midway. It's like the Zermont's here and you just keep driving. It's on the right.
They're redoing Zermatt too.
They should.
I love Zermatt. Me and Brandon decided we're going to go every year with the boys.
I know, but do you feel like it was kind of ghetto last time you went?
Yeah, it's kind of ghetto, but I love Midway. And they didn't care because they just love pools. And if they're redoing it, I'm like,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Me and my sister took my nieces there like last year. And I just was like, oh, this.
It's run down for sure.
But from what I remember it when I was younger.
It was like Zermatt
like the pool
was like.
and stuff is like, whatever. I'm sure it's really fun as a kid, but just like for me and Hayden, we would never stay there by ourselves.
Yeah. But you guys are pool people. Like you go to the pool.
Oh, yeah. Hayden's like, we're going to be here for 8 hours. I'm like, okay, cool.
That's so classic. Brandon is opposite.
Yeah.
We don't even bring our swimsuits when we go on trips.
Really?
No, we will not.
Like you won't even swim with the boys?
Oh, if we're with the kids, that's all we're doing is swimming. But if it's just me and him, we never go to the pool.
Really?
Yeah, never.
Interesting.
We're a fire stick. Let's watch a show at night.
But you can just do that at home.
I know, but it's something so fun, and we bring cards and play cards and get treats.
Yeah, like we'll do that at night. But one thing I noticed, doing a getaway like that, there's not much to do. Because Sunday...
Especially in Midway.
Midway is so fun because I was like, oh, there's a bunch of places I want to go to. They have so many cute boutiques and really good restaurants. But we got there Saturday night and then stayed till Monday. And so Sunday, everything was closed. And so
exactly.
I was so glad we had the pool. And we went to a really yummy dinner. But I feel like when you're on a getaway like that, like you're in the hotel room so much, you become like groggy and it's just like, oh, get me out of this hotel room.
Yeah. And it sucks because Brandon's like you and he wakes up really early.
Yeah.
And now once he starts stirring, I'm awake. So then we just go and let's go to brunch and then let's go walk around and let's go shopping. And we're very shoppers too when we go.
Yeah, see, Hayden would rather die than shop.
Brandon loves us shopping. And then we toured around the city. You know what I mean? We do little things and then we go back to the hotel at night. What I do love too is going back midday, taking a nap, getting ready for dinner, going to dinner, and then coming back.
Absolutely. But it's like if you guys were on this staycation, you would probably have just like gone to brunch and gone back to the hotel room.
Yeah, taking a nap. Yeah, because if everything's closed, luckily in Salt Lake, everything's open. But also, I feel like you and I are very similar to Hayden. If me and you did something, we would do exactly what you and Hayden did. It's just like at the pool.
Yeah.
But then we'd also shop too.
Yeah, I'd be so down for shopping. 100%.
It's so fun.
Yeah, it was so fun. It was so good. Just so happy.
I love that.
And that was good. And I just love Midway. It's so pretty. We were literally like looking at lots up there because should we just buy a lot, like invest in it now, save up
So
to
expensive
build?
though.
Oh my gosh. Because we found this lot that was like 76,000 or something. And I was like, oh, let's freaking buy it. But it was this weird slice of land on this hill.
So
I'm
you'd have
like,
to, like,
no.
level it and all
We'd
the
have to,
things.
yeah. So I'm like, no. But literally, you cannot find a house there under $1 million.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
even the most ghetto house.
Me and Brandon were looking at land and it was $500,000 for land. And then, the ghetto houses were $1 million.
Yeah. Like 2-bedroom, 1 bath, like 1890 house.
But imagine 15 years ago, it was probably dirt.
I know. It makes me sick because I want nothing more but to live up there. But
I
it's just
Midway.
never going to happen.
Did you guys go to the pizza place? I forget that.
No.
Oh, that's where
The
you guys
pizza
did.
yard?
Yes.
Yeah. No, we didn't go. I've been, but we didn't go that time because it was Swiss days. So it was crazy. So we ate at the grill at the hotel that night. And then we went to Midway Mercantile for dinner the next day.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was so fun. Midway's just bumping. I love it. Okay, felt sus thought. Okay, I posted this on our Instagram a couple weeks ago, but I keep getting 44-ounce drinks. It's been so weird. It's happened at 3 different places, and it's happened so much that I was like, okay, this is freaking weird.
Like you ask for a 32 or a 24, and then they're giving you 44s.
Yeah, and I'll look at the sticker, and it says 32 ounce or 24 ounce, but the drink they had me is a 44 ounce, and it happened this week again. literally again. And I was like, there is no freaking way. Now, since that's happened, every time it's happened, I'm like, oh, what? And I look at the sticker, it says 32 ounce. Anyways, I've decided that that's gonna be one of my signs to you when I die is
44 ounce.
If you ever order anything at a restaurant and it's like oversized or they give you more than what you asked for,
that's you.
That's me. Because I'm like, this has to be some sort of
I
like.
I just got chills in a bad way
or
because I don't want you.
I know, but this is something me and Chelsey talk about all the time.
Yeah, as if we die.
What signs we send to each other to let us know that we're here.
That would be a really sweet one, though.
But I'm like, that's the best sign.
Who do you think's giving you a sign? Your mom?
Maybe. It's always so weird, especially because I've been trying not to drink as much Diet Coke, and it's like the universe is testing me, where it's like, here's a 44 ounce.
No, it's not the universe. I'm sure it's like your mom being like, here's a little something extra. Yeah, just drink it. Also, what is 444 angel numbers?
Yeah, it's not angel numbers. Oh, someone responded. Someone was like angel numbers or abundance. Like it means that abundance is happening. All this stuff. Loved it. I'm just loving football season.
You are.
It's so nice. Hayden's gonna be sad when he hears this, but he didn't get season tickets this year, which is the first time in like 10 years he hasn't gotten season tickets to the Utah games. But it has been so nice because I don't have to drive up to Salt Lake. I don't have to walk a mile to the game. I don't have to sweat my ass off watching the game. You don't have cell phone service, so I'm just like, woo,
sports.
But now we watch at home and I can everything. Like, bake cookies and just watch. It's the freaking best. And so it's just fun because I love our routine that we have right now with him just watching so much football and me going out and doing my thing or staying home.
Perfect.
Watching a show.
And honestly, what you guys should do every year is never get season tickets ever again and then just save up for the one big game and make it a whole event and go somewhere.
He said, he was like, I'll just buy tickets to the 2 games I want to go to.
And so then it'll feel funner to you too, where it's like, oh wait, this is fun.
Yeah.
Versus every freaking other week you're going up.
Yep. That's it for me.
I love that.
I know. This episode was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Do you feel good as a parent?
Yeah, I feel good.
It gives me a lot to think about.
Yeah, I don't think about a lot of these things in succession, like, whoa, all these intense little things, which I'm grateful for because it's overwhelming. Which is good. You shouldn't. But it's making me very curious. It's funny because I think you have a lot of, I wonder how you'll be. But I think I know a lot how you'll be as a parent. But I'll be curious to see if that tracks or if you'll surprise me and be really different.
Yeah. Pivot. We'll see.
Okay, guys. We will talk to you next week.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.